boxing fans. Welcome to the brand new boxing discussion show. We search out a lot of boxing, latest news, views, and gossip from the boxing world. We pull no punches. Press the button, subscribe.
Fight fans, welcome. Today we have a very, very special guest with me, and it is Birmingham's light heavyweight, Shakan Pitters. Shakan, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I hope you're well. Hope you're all good as well. But I'm well. I'm very well, thanks. Shame of the weather, but what can we ask for at
Well,
this time?
I was just going to say that's Birmingham for you, but it's actually
Yeah,
all around the country, isn't it?
it is, man. Definitely.
I was looking at you. I've been doing my research of your career and that. I've seen you've had 21 fights, 19 wins, 2 losses. With them 19 wins, you've had 6 stoppages. You've got to be very happy with your career so far.
I'm content. Yeah, there's more I can do, man. I've still got more to do in my career, so I'm happy. I'm definitely grateful. But it can be better. So I'm just each day working towards doing more things. I don't think anyone's truly happy until they accomplish the maximum level of pushing towards a world title. But I'm in it for it to be as good as I can be. But I think I'll be truly happy when I push towards there.
Well, I didn't actually know this, but until a few days ago, you're not just a boxer, you're a model as well.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't
yeah,
look at that.
I didn't actually know that. And can you tell us a bit more about that? How you got into that? I mean, it's very rare for someone to be a boxer and a model at the same time. So how did you get in? How did you get into the modeling career as well?
Just risk taking, man. I'm obviously in a field where people try and hit you. To let you in on the secret as well. Is my fight against, was it Joe McIntyre? I had a shoot the very next day, and I think
Really?
I had a shoot the very next day, and I didn't tell them anything about me fighting the day before, and it was a decent job, and I had a shoot the very next day, and I didn't mention a word. I made sure I didn't get a scratch on me on that fight,
I
and
was
I
going to
just
say it's a good job you didn't, isn't it?
yeah,
Really?
I backed my way to a very good decision. But I got into that basically. My sister started doing it, my younger sister, and I looked into it, and basically on chance of where was my sister started doing it, and then a woman. Sorry, me. Let me go back. Me basically working with a company called House Cavani Suit Company. I was
Okay.
at one point like the face of their company a bit. Basically, they put me on a few of the billboards around Birmingham. A lady
Okay.
called Monique, who does a lot of her own promotions down here in Birmingham, and she was an ex-model herself, doing catwalk and things. I had a meeting with a guy when I was putting on an event, like an event just to host an event for something else, which was outside of boxing. And she was there and she had a meeting with me and she came along there and she was like, I've seen you on the billboards. Why wouldn't you be interested in getting into modeling? I was like, it hasn't been my thing. I ain't looked into it before. And in the end, anyway, from that, she put me in touch with someone who then wanted me to catwalk for his African suiting. Basically, he's got like these Coming to America style, which is like a film with Eddie Murphy, in where they have a lot of animal fur and animal kind of tetras on their suits, and he
Yeah.
wanted me to do the London Fashion Week for that, which was just like I've never catwalked, but when I got there, they were then saying, he was saying, "I say you've done it before and this and that." I was like, I haven't done it, so what am I supposed to do? But in the end, anyway, I was there. My sister was actually doing the same one as well because she was with a modeling agency at that
Okay.
time. I wasn't with no modeling company or anything. I was just new to everything. So
Mm.
we done like an hour or so rehearsal, and it was a bit out of my comfort zone because it's something different. But then I just naturally just got into it. I said, I'm here. I might as well just give it my all. And I've done it. And my sister's modeling agency ended up wanting to sign me on. And then
Okay.
from there, I started doing jobs with him there, and obviously got my daughter into it as well. And things like that just took off, and I done like a couple other fashion weeks and a couple other things as well. So yeah, man, it came unexpectedly, but I carried it on, and it's been going well.
Well, that's brilliant insight into that. I mean,
Mm.
to actually think you can do the modelling and the boxing as well, like
Yeah,
modelling where you've got to look super slick, and then the boxing career where you sort of like get punched in the face for a living. So to
yeah.
actually think them two go hand in hand. I mean, which one do you actually prefer? I know which one's easier, but which one do you prefer?
Boxing, definitely boxing.
Yeah,
I put that on hold, especially with this fight, what I've got coming on and things like that. Like I've not really looked into doing anything else until from like the last year or so, as I've been truly
okay.
focused on this European. I have
Yeah,
dabbed into doing other things outside of that, so I've taken up another hobby of trying to fly planes. I know people
yeah,
think it's a lot, but yeah, I've took up habit of doing that. So I've done my first practical of flying a plane. After doing a few little courses, well, little studies on it myself and things like that. So that's something which I want to plan to do is obtain my PPL course in that, and then go for a CPL just to have something there after probably when boxing's finished. I've got something there if I do possibly want to carry on, which is going to give me the same kind of adrenaline as boxing gave me.
yeah.
Bit
I tell you
crazy,
what,
but
you're definitely a go getter, aren't you? By the sounds of it.
yeah, I can't sit still because I think just watching a lot of things. Even when you watch, there's that show I watched recently, Four Kings with
Okay,
Frank Bruno. I don't know if you've come across it on Amazon Prime.
I
It's
have
a good,
seen it. Yes, I have. Yeah,
yeah, it's a good watch. Lennox Lewis, Frank Bruno, Conor Ben, and Chris Eubanks. It's on them, and then just like showing their career. But a lot of sports and athletes is very dangerous for them after like they finish. Footballers after they finish, boxers after they finish. There's a lot of complications mentally. So I think I just need to have something where I can make a smooth transition after, and I'll be happy with it. You know what I mean? There's all
yeah,
good.
yeah,
There's all good, yeah, carrying on training, having other investments on the side, but you still got to do something to keep to
yeah,
keep you excited. Like Chris Eubanks now is in Louisiana or something like that as a sheriff or something crazy like that. So
uh,
he's doing something which is just going to keep him happy in it. So I feel like I need to just have things on the side which is
yeah.
going to keep me happy, the modeling and maybe,
I mean, not just a go getter, but you seem like you say, you're thinking of the future. You've definitely got your head screwed on with
yeah.
having all these avenues to go down. As regards back to the boxing, what's probably the best fight you've ever had?
Best fight.
Yeah,
Uh, I think the Spellman fight. It was a good learning fight for me. It was my first 10 rounder.
yeah,
After I done 1 6 rounder, I think before that or something. But it weren't even 6 rounds 'cause I stopped him in the first round, the guy. So, and Spellman was a very durable, come forward fighter. So I think I learnt a lot about myself from that fight. The Spellman fight.
yeah,
Every other fight after that, really. Obviously, I had my knockbacks, which I've learnt from. Um, when I won the British, I cruised that with Sogdan. But I think when it comes to a learning fight, I learnt a lot about that. I learnt a lot about my chin. I learnt a lot
yeah,
about my durability. I learnt a lot about my boxing skill. Um, Myself over the distance, even though it was 10 rounds, it was
yeah,
still a big jump from what I was used to.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I think that was the fight I learnt a lot about myself.
Okay. Well, you've been in your boxing career inactive this year.
Yeah.
Is there any particular reasons for that? Is it? I'm going to come to the later questions of new promotions and stuff, but is it to do with any injuries or anything you've had?
Yeah, no injuries at all. It was just generally life of a free agent. I think
Okay.
it was me being a free agent was very difficult getting on other promotional shows. They weren't looking to obviously, and I don't blame them. Why are they going to try and push me when I'm not with them? They could
Yeah.
push me
Get
and
that.
then I could go elsewhere and things like that. But I wasn't
Yeah.
about to sign. I had meetings with other promoters and I wasn't about to, sign a silly deal with a promoter who's not going to have my best interests at heart. And that's where the Zone and Izzy came in. And obviously, with them, I found they were the better fit for me. But that's why I was inactive. But I've been in the gym every day solidly for the last year, even though I haven't had fights. In fact, I was in preparation at first was for the IBO. world title when Lyndon had it, and then
Okay.
that obviously fell through. Understandably, he had the Bivol opportunity, so understandably, you're gonna go to Saudi Arabia and fight
Yeah. Yeah.
Bivol for it. You know what I mean? He got paid
Yeah.
well, and it makes
Yeah.
sense. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, like I'm sure he's the kind of guy who would fight anyone as well anyway. So it's not a case where I'm saying he wouldn't.
Yeah.
But it just makes more sense. Anyone would fight in Saudi Arabia opposed to fighting down here. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was in training for that, and then obviously that fell through, and then I obviously had the European opportunity now, which I was in training for, the start of the particularly the year, and it fell through. But I feel like everything again, it happens for a reason. It's given me a lot of time to polish a lot of things on my game. And
Yeah.
just keep learning. I'm one of those. I love to learn. I love to try and perfect every little bit of my boxing, and I feel like in this time I've tried a lot of new things. I've still been getting the rounds out. I've still been training hard. Um,
Yeah.
and again, this is another milestone which has showed me a lot about myself. It showed me that even when the going gets tough or things don't seem my way, I'm still gonna carry on putting my running shoes on, running. I'm still gonna carry on putting my gloves on every morning, waking up, going to the gym, because a lot of fighters, when they're tested, and people, and it's just life in general, when they're tested and things and the going gets tough, not everyone could come through it, and I proved to myself that I could come through it.
That's brilliant, mate. Honestly, it's really good. Well, the two losses on your record that you've had, Craig Richards and Dan Aziz, particularly the Dan Aziz fight, which was in 2022, the last one. Do you feel that fight now you could put the record straight with fighting Dan Aziz again?
Absolutely, I think I could have put the record straight at the time, as
Yeah,
well. I had a lot going on. No fault to Dan. Dan won hands down.
yeah.
I thought I'd done enough. Looking back on the fight, but
I remember watching
obviously,
it. Yeah,
yeah, I felt I did do enough, honestly, and I'm very hard on myself. But I get, he's a sky fighter, I'm a way fighter, and his little inside work, what he was doing sometimes and catching me with no telling shots what were hurting me. It was just little tip taps in the
yeah,
clinch. He was getting away with his head a lot in the middle, but I feel like I could put the record straight. You know, that same year I lost my younger sister and my close cousin.
mm,
I think looking back
sorry
mentally, I
for
probably
this.
shouldn't even have been in that ring. You know, I was going
Okay,
through a lot. I was going through a lot that time.
yeah,
And I probably shouldn't have been in the ring, to be honest. I didn't fight to a lot of instructions. I could have fought better, and it's one of those. Dan won on the day, and you know I can't sit here and complain on my situations, or you know he could have been going through anything in life. Everyone goes through things, you know. So I just feel like on my part, maybe how I am now with a better level clear head, I'd
yeah,
be so much more better, and I'm at peace with myself and things for more that I've had the grieving time. I didn't have time to grieve, you know. I
okay,
literally was in the gym, in the camp, and I didn't have time to do a lot. But now I've had all that, and I'm better suited where I am now. I think with both of them, I put the record straight with both of them, him and Craig, and you know, happily I'd like them fights again.
yeah,
I welcome them with open hands. You know, I've never ever shied away from any fight or anything, but we'll see. Is what it is, though. I'm not in the business of chasing people. At the end of the day, I just want to keep, you know, moving up with my career, and whoever's up is who I want. Whoever's got the belts is who I want. So
yeah,
after winning this European title, then obviously I want to keep pushing with my career as well.
yeah. Well, first and foremost, sorry for them losses as well, as
Yeah,
you just
man.
mentioned there.
That's fine.
Um, well, as regards Dan Aziz and Craig Richards, I'd love to see those fights again. So what we'll do after, we'll get this video out there. We'll see if you can get any fights down the line and put them records straight.
Them like at the moment as well, they still got their own issues, man. Like obviously Dan's lost to, what's his name? That Edmondson. Edmondson has
Yeah,
the belts. I
yeah,
want the belts. I'd happily welcome Edmondson.
yeah,
Obviously Craig's lost to Willie in Saudi Arabia and
yeah,
things like that. I don't know. I just want to push for the belts, but I'd happily welcome them. You know what I mean? If it makes sense. Like
yeah,
my career ain't based on them, just like their career ain't
yeah,
based
yeah,
on them.
yeah. Well, you've worked in the past with the likes of Mick Hennessy, Hennessy Promotions, Ben
Mm.
Shalom and Boxer. How is your relationships with both those? If you don't
Hennessy,
mind me asking that
yeah,
question.
yeah. Hennessy, I'm always going to be forever thankful and grateful.
Okay.
With him at the time, we just obviously kind of it lost TV, and like Channel 5 was a big influence on my career. You know, fighting on TV was big for me and things like that. I'm not saying that he couldn't pull strings, and he was pulling strings. So I'm forever grateful, Hennessy. You done a really good job on my career.
Yeah.
And there's no bad blood with us at all. I get on very well. I like to see his son succeeding, and obviously his daughter as well now, Fran. She's doing very well, and
Yeah.
she's doing good, and I'm rooting for him. And I'll still keep in touch with Michael, his son, and Fran as well, and the team at Hennessy anyway. So we're totally all good. When I see
Yeah.
Mick, we have a good conversation, you know. So
Yeah.
there's no bad blood. We left on good terms there. With Frank, I've only fought on his show, obviously, with the Sparman fight, but he's a legendary promoter. I respect him for what he's done for British boxing, and him and Francis, I get on very well. Francis always will pop me up, and whenever there's shows or whatever, invite me there and things like that. So they do treat me good as well. And Ben, so obviously from Ultimate Boxer, again winning that, which kind of propelled my career. So I'm always grateful for the promoters I work with. Even Eddie, I've worked with Eddie. I was on the Amir Khan undercard. I think it was like on my fifth or sixth fight, and things like that. And although probably out of all the promoters, I've not really got much of a relationship more with Eddie, because he's obviously everywhere, busy man and things.
Yeah.
But as I understand that's a business how it goes. I've got no personal vendetta to any of these promoters. They're all doing their job. It's business, and at the end, I wish them the best with whatever they're doing. It's not my business to worry about what goes on. You know what I mean? With them, really. I'm with my own promotional team now.
Yeah.
With Izzy, so I'm looking forward to that journey with him, and that's where I'm locked in.
Well, I was just going to come to that next. Obviously,
Mm.
we've all seen you've signed your up and coming promotion, GBM.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about that fight deal, if you can? Is it so many fights? Is it so many years as regards to the deal you've signed?
Yeah, well, we've signed a decent deal, and he's obviously won the purse bids for this European title fight.
Yeah.
So as I go on, I'm sure he's going to look to elevate me up the ranks and push me in the direction where I'd want to go to. I see that he's making moves in other areas, like with Saudi and other places and
Yeah.
things like that. These are places where I want to go. So he's hungry, he's got a good team, and they're willing to push me how I'd want to be pushed with any promotion and push me in the right direction. So with him, I'm looking forward to our journey, definitely. I think he'll deliver, him and the zone will deliver as well, and it get my name out there worldwide now, and I'm with the right person who's going to push me there. That's all what I was missing really, the last year or two, which is a solid promoter who's going to push me in the right direction.
Okay. Well, the GBM have won the purse bids for the European light heavyweight title against Daniel Dos Santos. Do you have any idea of when sort of that fight will be? Have you got any month or sort of date you can tell us about?
Yeah, I've been told January 25th, so I'm just preparing for
Okay.
that day. Where exactly, I'll leave it to them. I've had a few places where they were saying, but I'll leave that with them. But whenever it's gonna be, I'll be more than ready, and I'll be willing to put on a solid performance and have that new strap around me, man. Like, I think it's my fifth title or something like that, so it'd be good to win that and push on to where I gotta go in my career.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that
Mm.
fight. And I want to just thank you for taking the time today, Shakan, to be on
No
this
problem.
show of mine. I really, really appreciate it.
No
Good luck
problem.
with the rest of your career. Good luck at the
Thank you.
European title shot. And we'll be with you all the way. And thank you for coming on again.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your time as well, man. I wish you all the best with the channel as well. And hopefully after when I've won it again and things like that, man, we could catch up again. I don't mind.
Definitely. That's what I'll aim to do. All the best.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate.
Take
Cheers.
care, man.
Thank
Look
you.
after
Cheers,
yourself.
mate.
All
Thank you,
right.
mate.
Take
Bye.
care.
And you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Boxing fans. Welcome to the brand new boxing discussion show. We search out a lot of boxing, latest news, views, and gossip from the boxing world. We pull no punches. Press the button, subscribe.